Morning's here, the morning's here.
And the morning is here. I'm so tired. So I had
You've had a full day back. I don't think you were ever actually on Japanese time anyway, because you and Benji would be talking at 3 a.m, and I'm like, go to sleep.
The first day back wasn't even hard. First of all, I went to after a 10-hour flight back to the States, and then a 3-hour layover, and then an hour flight up from LA. I went straight from the airport to the gym, got a good workout in, went home, got a good night's sleep, felt just fine yesterday. And somewhere last night, things got totally warped. I could not fall asleep until about 2 a.m. And so I'm operating on very little sleep today. But no one cares because I got to go to Tokyo, and you all wish, who haven't done it, that you were in my position. Woe is me. Woe is me. Let's get started.
Do you want to introduce us?
No, not really. I'm Doobie Mosley. You're Kyle.
I was going to hit the button. You were this close.
We are the Disney Morning Show. I'm the co-founder. He's the executive editorial director. Quick hello. Hello, Fred Ramirez. Thank you so much. I missed being here. Missed you guys too. Hello, Nikki B. I think Lucy can wait, but you're a good mom. Hello.
We did do a show on Friday, by the way.
Hello, Gio. Oh, good. Then we don't have any catching up to do. Let's go. I see a number of 8481 in here. I presume that was from Friday then?
I believe that was from Friday. I think I updated it. If not, it would have been a little bit lower, but I think that's correct.
All right, let's see. Come on, Disney. Come on, Disney. Doobie's got to retire.
You never know if it's going to be a red day or a green day. It's a green day. Well, it's going down.
Green Day, yeah. Really good. 2.3% today. That is a solid increase. Woohoo. Let's hope that means good things are going on in the world. I have very much stayed out of the world for the past week plus. And
Japan's still in the world.
No hurry to no. I have paid no attention to the news, and I will very happily stay that way as long as I can reasonably do so. Let's go. I saw you say something about breaking news.
No, not yet.
Okay.
We have weather first, but you're supposed to say Ethan.
Okay, Ethan.
Hello there, and welcome to another edition of the LP Disney Weather Report. I feel the night explode when we're together. Emotion overload. Into your arms. Never let me go. Tonight, I really need to know. Tell it to my heart. Tell me I'm the only one. Is this really love or just a game? Tell it to my heart. I can feel my body rock every time you call my name. Let's get to the weather. Anaheim is a KPOTD off the bat as it will be 66 today with partly cloudy skies. Walt Disney World will reach a high that feels like 90 today, and, amazingly, there's almost no chance of rain. Castaway Cay will be 76 today and mostly cloudy, while Lookout Cay at Lighthouse Point will be 70. Disneyland Paris is seeing some thunderstorms and showers this evening but should clear shortly, leaving temps in the low 50s to upper 40s. Tokyo will start the day with cloudy conditions, but the sun will peek through in the early afternoon, leading to a high of 71. Meanwhile, Shanghai will do the opposite as cloud cover will move in during the late morning. Still, they'll reach 79 degrees by lunch. Lastly, Hong Kong could see a shower or two in the morning, but the rest of the day will be mostly cloudy with a high of 82. And that will do it for another Disney weather update. Have a great day, and I'll see you soon. Bye for now.
I would like to thank Ethan for some fantastic weather in Tokyo. No rain every day between 70, 75, never got too hot. It does get cold there at night when the breeze starts going. That's kind of brutal, but nothing unbearable. Thank you, Ethan. Now you can do whatever you want out there. We're done. All right, let's get started with 2026 Walt Disney World vacation packages can now be booked. That's not right. Can now be booked. Kyle, tell them how to book, first of all, and then I'll continue.
Oh, well, first of all, you want to make sure you go to mousepantravel.com/laughingplace. That way, they'll know that Laughing Place sent you. Or if you call them, just say, hey, I heard about you from Laughing Place. And as we'll get into, there's some deals and stuff. They'll be able to find you the best deal no matter what. Doesn't cost you anything extra. They'll only save you money.
No reason not to do it. So as I said, bookings opened yesterday for travel through October 2026. And they have a very cool new deal going. Guests staying at Disney Resort hotels can enjoy free dining plans for their kids, that's age 3 to 9, 16 in Tokyo. When purchasing a dining plan for others in their party, ages 10 and up, as part of their package. And notably, and this is not always the case, the kids' free dining plan can be combined with other select special offers, including those yet to be announced. So again, Mouse Fan Travel can help you navigate that. Make sure you make all the right choices. They do have some returning perks from previous years, including early entry, evening hours for some hotel levels, and free water park on check-in day, although it appears that it's only during the summer next year as opposed to every day this year, which is interesting. So again, you can book those now for our travel through October 2026. We recommend Mouse Fan Travel for doing that. But even if you don't use Mouse Fan Travel, use a Disney vacation planner. It can just make your life so much easier. And then we did get some news regarding Fort Wilderness. If you're the type to want to rough it when you're on vacation, I can't relate. But if you are and you want to stay on a Fort Wilderness campground, note that your 9th and 10 person in your party are now out of luck. They have reduced the capacity for a campground from 10 down to 8 for arrivals starting on January 1st, 2026. I'm not sure why they did this. I am very curious, but it is the case.
Well, we got some, speaking of digging holes while you're camping, we got some news about Disney Plus, their new pilot for Holes, which is based on the same book as the movie, but not the movie directly. Greg Kinnear, who you'll know from being Greg Kinnear, will be on the show. Aidy Bryant from SNL, and then Shay Rudolph. Greg Kinnear will play the warden, who will be at Camp Yucca. Amy Bryant will play Sissy, who is bubbly, and she's a camp counselor. And so you'd think she'd be sweet, but apparently she's actually closely aligned with the warden. And then Rudolph will play Haley, who ends up at Camp Yucca after being wrongly accused of a crime. And just a reminder, this is only a pilot at this point. It hasn't been picked up to series, which is interesting. I hadn't really heard of Disney Plus doing this so far, but that's what they're doing this time.
That's interesting. A Disney Plus pilot. I wonder if it doesn't get picked up to series, if it'll even get picked up to stay on the network, or the pilot will.
I think they'll have Disney Plus American style, and that's where they'll just air pilots that didn't go.
Is that what that show was?
Yeah.
Love American style. I love the American style. How come I have this next and not that? So go ahead. What's next?
Next up, which I didn't even make notes for because I didn't see it there. runDisney has announced that they are going to be pausing runDisney races once again. This is the second time that this has happened in recent memory. After the 2026 half marathon weekend, which they've already announced dates and themes for. After that, they'll be paused for a while. But on a positive news, it's because of construction at Disneyland. So they're going to be expanding. We got an Avatar experience that's supposed to be coming, a Coco thing. So because, that's going to ruin some of the pathways they would need to have a runDisney race, that's why they're going to be pausing it. So we'll stay tuned for updates, but that is the news there.
We have some input from Tony Betty. Working theory. Well, I should read this before I say it. Working theory among myself and outspoken Disney management: campground prices are more appealing domestically with the decrease in international tourism. Campsites more in demand. So why does that reduce it from 10 to 8?
So that you have to buy a second campground.
Okay, so they don't have to be as enticing. They can force you to buy a second campground. Is that what you're saying, Mr. Betty? I'm not questioning you. I'm just trying to... Okay, makes sense. All right, this guy, he's going to continue to be hosting a little show called Who Wants to Be a Millionaire? TIL, still on the air. I guess it's been on.
Well, it's a celebrity one. It's not the old style, and it only comes back for like a few weeks a year. It's one of those like summer, spring special things.
No idea. Anyway,
okay.
Renewed the popular unscripted series Who Wants to Be a Millionaire for... Oh, it was a joke answer. Thank you, Tony. Tony's jokes are so good, I don't even get it. For a fourth season since it returned in 2020, Jimmy Kimmel will host. This is the second season with a live studio audience, because you know what's happening before that. Similar to prior seasons, we once again see a number of celebrity contestants, though none have been announced. They will win up to $1 million for a charity of their choice. I have a question for you.
Sure.
Out of all the LP staff, you have to pick a pair to go for $1 million. Who are the two?
Benji and Mike.
I think that's a good choice.
Thank you.
That's a good choice. I would pick those same two.
I mean, I guess it depends. Maybe I swap. I don't know, because like that would be good for like the really nerdy stuff, but in like general knowledge, I think you need Tony because he's got like do you want deep or wide? I think you might need to mix that up.
I mean, it's Millionaire, so you don't know what you're going to get. You've got to be wide and then occasionally deep, so you have no idea. So you're going Tony and Mike after all?
Maybe. Or Benji and Tony. I don't know. It's hard to say.
See, Benji is deep in some things. I don't know how wide he is. I mean...
Right, but Mike has some stuff. He got like, you get the Beatles in there, and you get
Mike is a no-brainer. Mike is a trivia man. He does this for a living.
That's a great point.
Mike is a no-brainer. Who do you team with Mike? Is it Benji? Is it Tony? Is it even? I mean, you always surprise me, Kyle. I'm not throwing you out of the mix.
I think what I want to do is have Benji and Mike, but then Tony and I compete against them and see who does better.
How can we do this? We need to make this happen. We need to make this happen.
Because if it's just general knowledge, then I think that would be an interesting.
Tony clarifying that was a real answer. It was the Atlanta housing market. So strike that, reverse it. We're going to move on to The Simpsons, which, this is me, has dropped their latest exclusive Disney Plus episode for Earth Day. It's called Yellow Planet. It is a National Geographic-style mockumentary. In it, all the citizens of Springfield are transformed into various wild animals as a British narrator documents their various journeys. Homer and Marge appear as two different species of whales. Bart hatches as an iguana, and Lisa the finch leads her flock. Somehow this still sounds a tiny bit offensive. I'm not sure why. But it's The Simpsons, so it should be. And this is on Disney Plus exclusively. Love what they're doing with this show on Disney Plus. Absolutely love it.
Well, this was just regular news, but this morning we got breaking news. We got new posters for Zombies 4 Dawn of the Vampires. There are 3 in total there. You got Zed and the other one, the girl. And got a couple more people, and then I think there's one more poster. But yeah, so we got the first teaser trailer for Zombies.
Is it better to name one character than to name 0 characters?
Well, he's a zombie, so I know his name. I was gonna just call her Meg Donnelly. I don't know her character name.
Okay.
I haven't watched a zombie since the first one, but yeah, Zombies 4 coming to Disney Channel July 10th. This one, as the name implies, will involve the battle between daywalkers and vampires. So yeah, I'm sure it'll
wasn't this called Twilight back in the day?
You know what? They're not. That's what I was thinking, except that this is zombies and not werewolves. I guess that's the difference.
That's a distinction without a difference. Okay, Carlton Cuse, who is one of my 2 favorite showrunners for Lost, is apparently that sounds like an insult. It's not meant to be an insult. I love them both. He and his son Nick Cuse are reportedly working on a series in early development for Star Wars. So that's kind of cool.
Only there was some sort of event they could have announced this at.
This did not come out of that at all?
No. This came out the day after.
There is zero information on this series at this point. No characters, no timeline, no cast. It is the first project between the father-son duo. Carlton Cuse obviously was one of the main people behind Lost, the greatest TV show of all time. So lots of high hopes for what's to come there.
Well, speaking of Star Wars, that was easy. We got more details about the limited time Reclaim and Reforge storyline option that's going to be coming to Savi's workshop at.
That's Cameron Manheim's son?
Yeah.
I did not know that.
Milo Manheim.
Oh, wow. Cool. Okay, continue.
She's on The Practice, right?
I love that show. Okay. Practice is one of the great. The Practice gave us Benjamin Linus before he was Benjamin Linus.
And it gave us. Isn't Boston Legal a spinoff of The Practice?
Is it? I don't know. I didn't watch Boston Legal. So
really?
You're probably right. No.
Anyway, Reclaimed and Reforged. So the idea of this is that these lightsabers that you'll be able to build have a little bit more rugged style, designed to look like the remnants of ancient battles, crash ships, and other scraps. So with this, you'll get one hilt, 2 sleeves out of 4 options, 1 emitter out of 2 options, 1 pommel cap out of 2 options, and 1 set of activation plates and switches. And again, there are 2 options there. You'll also be able to pick a red, green, blue, or violet Kyber crystal. And this is coming to both coasts on May the 4th. And then finally, do you have seconds? Okay. Finally, in this, Thunderbolts screenings have begun. The movie doesn't come out till May 2nd, but people that are not Laughing Place have already seen it and are able to share their first reactions to it. And as these tend to be, everything's very positive. First reactions do tend to be more positive than the ultimate reviews, but we'll see in a few days. In particular, people are really praising Florence Pugh and her portrayal of Yelena. And so, yeah, I'm really excited for this movie. I already have my tickets to go see it on May 1st, but it comes out May 2nd officially. But nothing comes out on a Friday anymore. It comes out Thursday night. So who are we kidding?
Interesting. Usually in these early reviews, like you said, they always tend to be more positive, but you can kind of often get a feel that, you know, they're not that enthusiastic necessarily. These are pretty enthusiastic. This gives me some high hopes that this is going to actually hold up for the actual review. All right, it is Disney Plus time. It's been a while since we've taken a look at this, and I am going to bring up my Disney Plus list, which I should have switched before this. So.
While you're doing that, I do want to say I had ABC on the other day, and Paradise was on, but unfortunately, it wasn't a scene where anyone was swearing, so I didn't get to see how they did that.
Darn lack of swear.
If anyone's been watching Paradise on ABC, please let me know about the profanity policy.
All right, so I'm going to TV 14 and below. We can get back here.
That's how dedicated he is to this. He's going to sit here and you're going to get emails about it too.
Last time I got burned by not switching, so I am definitely going to switch here. All right, we are going to our Disney Plus top 10 here. Let's take a look. Number 1 is, of course, Shark Tale.
Wow.
Everyone.
I guess it's Earth Day hangover. People wanted to watch Shark Tale with...
Number 2 is not Andor. Maybe it hasn't been out long enough for it to make it just came out last night. So it's Andor Season 1 recap. Then we have Secrets of the Penguins, appropriate for Earth Day. Is that this year, Earth Day?
Yes.
Okay.
That was the National Geographic's big Earth Day release, and Disney's is the thing we'll talk in just a minute, Sea Lions of the Galapagos.
Ice Age, The Great Egg Escape. Rio 2, somewhere in here we'll have a Disney movie. There's Andor coming in at number 6. I'm sure it'll rise. There's Sea Lions of the Galapagos. Titanic, The Digital Resurrection, which sounds very interesting. And then the requisite Avengers Endgame and Infinity War, because some people just can't stop watching Phase 1. All right, go on.
And I've had my share of bad reviews. I still remember my first good one, though. Everything else in this production of Our Town was simply terrible. Joey Tribbiani was abysmal.
And speaking of abysmal, Marshall reviewed that new Disney nature movie, Sea Lions of the Galapagos. His title, Sea Lions of the Galapagos, is a return to form for Disney nature. Sounds promising. His subhead, the new nature documentary, also features a wonderful narration performance by Brendan Fraser. Apparently somebody got him his coffee. And his final paragraph is, what a thrill it is to share that Sea Lions of the Galapagos returns to Disney Nature's original successes, paired with a moving score and an infectiously inquisitive narration. This is the perfect film to inspire anyone this Earth Day to reckon with their own consumption and work to create a better world. We do share this planet with Leo after all, and that's Leo. But I didn't include, I'm not going to read the full review, but you also need to check out his review of the documentary they made about the documentary. There's a behind the scenes documentary called Guardians of the Galapagos. And as Marshall points out, it's pretty punk rock to make a documentary about a documentary in which you say that the first documentary you made was a lie.
Oh, that's hilarious.
Did you, spoiler, Leo is not the same sea lion in between for the movie. They're not following one sea lion. There's a story and there's different sea lions.
This is a documentary. This is a scandal.
Well, they admit it in the other documentary. You have to watch Hearts of Darkness to understand Apocalypse Now.
This is, wow, that's crazy. So I know you just did Moss Madness, cutest Disney park character. At any point, did you consider including Bosco?
I don't know if Boxo was a thing when we came up with the idea, but no, I don't think we did. I wish we would have replaced Figment.
I think Boxo was not. See that
Boxo versus Chandu. That would be funny. You want the real tiger or the fake tiger?
This is a documentary. This is not okay. I'm moving on, but I am not okay with this. All right. Andor season 2 is out now on Disney Plus. Came last night. I've not watched it yet. Mike C has. I believe he's watched the whole dang thing already. Lucky guy. So he's given kind of an overview, a season 2 review, and I will read a little bit from that. He says, Andor, A Star Wars Story Season 2 is a slow burn, anti-fascist masterpiece with some minor reservations. Does anyone make pro-fascist masterpieces? I don't think that's...
I don't know.
It's always anti-fascist. All right. Nothing to do with Carl Weathers. His subhead, showrunner Tony Gilroy, has knocked it out of the park, especially in the back half of the season. Unfortunately, we're only in the first half of the season. His conclusion, all told, I feel like I'm going to want to revisit the back half of the season time and again, and you can read my upcoming recaps that will be released along with the 3-episode chunks to see how I felt about each individual installment. Andor, as a completed series, is a remarkable achievement that Star Wars fans are going to be dissecting and discussing for decades to come. Mike Celestino, very high on Andor season 2.
And the rest.
Well, recently, Marvel's Agatha All Along had its PaleyFest panel, including the stars of the show. And now, thankfully, if you weren't there, you'll get to see it for yourself, because today at 8 p.m. Eastern, that panel will be premiering on PaleyFest's or Paley's YouTube channel. It'll be available to watch after that if you don't watch it live. But you can also check out our coverage that Alex did of the PaleyFest panel that he went to. So, exciting news.
And we know Toy Story 5 is coming, and people have been wondering what's going to happen to Combat Carl. He was voiced by Carl Weathers, who passed away last year, Apollo Creed himself. So we have now found out from Deadline that Combat Carl will be featured in Toy Story 5 with a new actor doing the voice, and that would be Ernie Hudson. He's going to take over the role from Carl Weathers. What's the first movie that comes to your mind when you think Ernie
Ghostbusters?
Hudson? Oh, that makes a lot of sense. That's a much better one that comes to my mind. The Hand That Rocks the Cradle.
Okay.
Ghostbusters. Much better choice. Yes, the original Black Ghostbuster. Okay, move on.
It took you way too long to see that. I didn't even think you were going to. You kept looking away. I'm like, am I going to have to play this a second time for him to...
Getting ready for the next story. Yay, we did that in Tokyo where they still have a trolley out there. Okay.
Speaking of Japan, Mike has released his latest Who's the Boss? It consists of 3 different interviews that he conducted while over there. The first one being his full panel that he had at Star Wars Celebration, and that is author Dr. Chris Kempshall. He wrote the book Star Wars, The Rise and Fall of the Galactic Empire. I listened to this interview. Dude is really fun and funny, and Mike did a great job interviewing him. So that alone is worth the price of admission. But on top of that, you also get an interview with Imagineers Asa Kalama and Michael Cerna. Put an asterisk by that. We're going to come back to it. Okay. And then he also talked to Jing Hool and Chris Rife. So there's 3 interviews, 1 episode, and wraparound from Mike in his Tokyo hotel room. That's the latest Who's the Boss episode 222, available now. But you can also hear that interview with that Mike did with Asa Kalama and Michael Cerna over on the Laughing Plays On Balance podcast, because we double dipped. And you'll hear essays from me and Benjamin in addition to Mike's interview. So you can check that out wherever you get your podcasts.
They do not still have a Jolly Trolley, but they do have one on display that you can get in and go like this.
So they do have a Jolly Trolley, it just doesn't operate.
Okay, you're correct. You are correct. They have a great Toontown too that you don't have to go up and down a hill or down and uphill to get to.
It looks exactly like the other Toontown, except it's mirrored, and now it's different because they changed the Anaheim one. But yeah, it used to be a very weird experience to where you're like...
And they have a parade go through it.
Okay, that's different.
We did Roger Rabbit. Still, one of the weird things about going to Tokyo is everything is still old. The Roger Rabbit is still the Roger Rabbit where Jessica is not a detective. Pirates of the Caribbean, which we did on its last day before refurb, so who knows if it's going to change this time. But Pirates of the Caribbean still has guys chasing women on turntables. There's no food in sight. It's just so throwback.
And of course, you did Splash Mountain.
We did not do Splash Mountain, but it's still there. I did not want to get wet. But yeah, still there. Still there. Okay, also around LP, we have some videos we want to make sure you're aware of. Barely Necessities, the Disney merchandise show. They did that yesterday, and so you can go check that out. There's Becca and Rebecca doing their thing, talking about Disney merchandise on the highly rated Barely Necessities. My son and I, we did an edition of Disney Trivia Live yesterday, and you can see that. We also did a lot of talking about our Tokyo trip towards the end of that show. So if you want to do some trivia fun and hear about our four trip to Tokyo, go check that out. And finally, the latest Laughing Place on Location has been released, in which Alex goes to. What did he go to? I didn't know that.
So it's weird. I think it was a Disney Consumer Products showcase that they set. I think it was at Contempo is where they set it up. And so, yeah, he got to go check that out. Like a mini toy fair, but just Disney Consumer Products, just showing off what they have, the different brands and things like that. So that's the latest Disney, LP on Location. The next one is going to be Jeremiah at the Music Festival in Paris. And then the one after that will be Mike in that place that you just were, Star Wars Celebration.
Okay. I'm looking forward to that one. That's cool. And speaking of Mike, oh, no, never mind. Go ahead.
The fun stuff.
And speaking of Mike, he was at the Pixar Place Hotel yesterday where Wally made an appearance on Earth Day. How cool is that? Word got out. Disney wasn't exactly hiding it, so lots of people were there to check out Wally.
They kind of teased it on their Instagram the day before.
So
which good thing they did, because I don't think we would have gone down there otherwise.
Yeah, so thank you, Disney. Wally has made very few appearances. I know I've seen him at D23. He's made a few others, but he's never been a regular at any place, so it's kind of cool to see him. I really, really, really like how they're using this Pixar Place Hotel so far. So
do you think he's jealous of the BDX droids now that they're getting all the shine? He's like,
that's a really good Wally, actually. We saw the BDX droid. We're just hanging out in Tomorrowland, and hey, why are those people gathered over there? And then you kind of look in between. Oh,
why are those people playing Steam Deck? Well,
there's BDX droids over there. So he was hanging out near the main entrance and the Luxo statue, as you can see. Do we now know if this was a one-day thing or if he's returning?
My understanding, without understanding anything, in which just to say Disney didn't say anything, I thought it was just for one day. I think it was just for an Earth Day thing.
Which makes sense. What's weird though is there is a.
I mean, it could have been a test. Like they've play tested him so many times. Maybe he's finally ready for prime time.
They've also added a photo backdrop in the lobby. Again, celebrating Earth Day that does not have a scene from Wally without Wally himself. So it just anyway. So as far as we know, though, this was a one-day thing. We will, I guess, know very soon if he's there today, though. And very cool. Thank you, Mike Celestino, for doing that. And other fun stuff. Doobie went to Tokyo. I'm not going to spend a lot of time talking about that. I'm just going to tell you what.
I'm waiting to hear about Donald's Quacky Duck City.
Oh man, Gideon and I had such a fun time me trying to say that right consistently. Disney Palapalooza, Donald's Quacky Duck City. Took me forever to get that. Didn't actually see the parade. We instead were watching the pizza guy make his thing, which is just Gideon loved that so much. All I gotta say about Tokyo right now is whatever you've heard about Tokyo Disney Sea, all the hype about how incredible it is. You can't imagine how incredible it is. It surpasses the hype. No theme park is as hyped as Disney Sea. Even you, Epic Universe. It surpasses it. If you get the chance to go. It's not necessarily my favorite theme park, but it is an achievement like no other. It is just incredible. Go see it. And it's far beyond the attractions. There's no attraction there that I think is like anywhere near the best Disney attraction ever. There's no Rise of the Resistance. There's no Indiana Jones, but there are many great attractions, but it's the whole experience. What they built there is just almost beyond comprehension. It really has to be seen to be believed. And I'm so glad I finally got to experience it. So I'm sure I'll be talking more about Tokyo as time goes on with my wife and my son. We talked about it a lot on DTL yesterday, but I did just want to say it is all that it is cracked up to be. What do we got, Kyle?
This
news.
just in, Marvel Day at Sea and Pixar Day at Sea will return to Disney Cruise Line in 2026. Texas Assemble, it says. The Marvel Day at Sea will sail out of Galveston this year, and Pixar Day at Sea will be on the Fantasy starting in January. Obviously, we have not had a chance to read through this. I imagine that most of the offerings will be similar to ones in the past, but if you want to book either one of those sailings or any other sailing, go to mousefantravel.com/laughingplace and they will take care of you. And now I have to go back to the other screen so that I can select the bumper for the next step.
All right, this is a portion of the program where Kyle shows us just how smart he is by telling us what happened on this day in Disney history, which is nothing. There were literally nothing from this day in Disney history I wanted to include. So I decided to do yesterday since there was no show yesterday. So on this day, if today were yesterday, someone was born that I did not take any notes for, but he does have some Disney credits, apparently.
Okay.
Born
I'll just start naming people.
Born in 1971. Let's see, what are those Disney credits? 1971. He's in Tomorrowland, which was minor but memorable role. Yeah.
Okay, a minor role, so it's not George Clooney.
No, but memorable role. He is.
It'd be memorable if I saw it.
He is Ducky in Toy Story 4.
Okay. So then it's either Peel or Key.
It is one of those two. So
Peel.
It is close. Keegan-Michael Key.
Keegan-Michael Key, Christmas guy.
Keegan-Michael. He's known for so much more than that. Let's see. Sorry. So congratulations. Born in 1971, which makes him a few.
When you said Ducky, I nearly thought of the other Ducky, John Cryer.
Not that Ducky. What movie is that?
Pretty in Pink.
Isn't she? On this day in 1970,
I think it's Pretty in Pink. Correct me. It could be 16 Candles. I think it's Pretty in Pink.
Ducky movie, John Cryer is Pretty in Pink.
Okay.
Isn't she? All right. On this day in 1975, something opened at Walt Disney World that has gone through many name changes, but is still there to this day.
Okay.
It's not an attraction.
Yeah. Is it the Polynesian?
It is not. Many name changes. You probably don't even know it is this name it opened under.
I don't know.
How about if I show you a picture?
Okay. Is that some sort of resort?
That is the Lake Buena Vista Shopping Village.
Oh, yes. Okay. So Disney Springs.
Today known as Disney Springs. On this day in 2005, how do you describe this? A tour began. A tour.
A tour?
A musical tour.
Okay, in 2005.
2005.
I don't know, like Broadway.
You're not going to get this. On the record. You were on the record?
It sounds familiar, but it also sounds incredibly generic.
As I found when I searched on the record before I added the word Disney to it. And then finally, on this day in 2018, speaking of Broadway, something opened on Broadway.
2018. Frozen?
Frozen opened on Broadway on this day in 2018. Let it go.
And closed 2 years later.
Frozen, good attraction. You know what's funny? Every single attraction except for Indy was...
And Toy Story?
Even Toy Story. Every single attraction, maybe not Pirates, was better in Tokyo. Maybe some were essentially the same, but none were worse except for Indy. Some were so much better, including Frozen, the Frozen attraction, Frozen Ever After, the equivalent there. and really Big Thunder Mountain. Have you done Big Thunder Mountain there?
Yes, because Becca lost her pillow on it.
Okay, well, I'm sure that was traumatic, and so maybe you don't have positive thoughts about it. But
No, it was good. I just, when you guys were talking, I was like, oh, they have a Big Thunder, and then I'm like, oh yeah, we did that.
Pillow incident. They're automatically, yeah, they are maintained, and that does not hurt. But Big Thunder, as my son said yesterday, they fixed the worst part of Big Thunder, which is the finale, and they turned it into a highlight of the attraction, which is just incredible.
I mean, Japan, I don't know. I mean, similar thing in France, but yeah, no, I do remember thinking that because you're exactly right, especially at Disneyland. I feel like it goes Disneyland's, then Magic Kingdom's, then the other two in terms of Disney. Magic Kingdom's is a little bit less anticlimactic, but Disneyland's is very anticlimactic.
Right. And
oh wow, some dinosaur bones. I thought we were going to do something.
Paris is obviously a whole different thing. It's barely the same attraction, but Tokyo is more or less the same attraction until the end, where they said, let's make it better. Which goes for like Star Tours, same attraction, but the queue for it is quite a bit better.
Yeah, just ask our Twitter replies.
It's a Small World is more or less the same attraction, but then they put Groot in there to make it really cool, and the queue is better with the great outdoor and indoor queue.
Did you like the vending machines?
Everywhere. I mean, I love them in the parks. They're everywhere, but I love them in the parks. They're always in pairs. I really want to understand why they're always in pairs. But love the vending machines. Highly themed. It's just whatever. Tokyo Disneyland was overall my biggest surprise. I expected Tokyo Disneyland to feel like a poor version of Magic Kingdom, and it's actually.
I mean, it's stuck in the 80s a little bit still, but that's right. Part of the charm.
It's a superior park to Magic Kingdom. Yeah, it's great park, great resort, great time. Can't wait to go back. Hopefully someday.
Okay, company. Great park, great food. Okay, company.
Okay, no, great experience all around, including the company. Yeah,
I only said that because Benji.
I know, and once again, Disney Sea is indescribable. Just don't think there's no way it can live up to the hype. Go and experience it for yourself if you ever get the chance. All right, anything else, Kyle?
I think we're good.
With that, we'll see you tomorrow. Bye, everybody.